Hello. I got a script this time. Main reason that this video just popped into my head was I was watching some Patricia Taxxon stuff. Specifically, let me see what I wrote here. Boinking animal people aren't furries God. And agree with a lot of those points. I felt like with the boinking animal people, there was a lot of wavering, but I'm not going to worry about that. I can't understand the human condition. I can't tell if it's my autism thing that does that. I can't put two and two together. I can't understand why it's so difficult to keep chugging, kinda. CW suicide here. I've just considered it nonchalantly. I feel like if that's the end goal, then why not get there sooner? Why keep fuffing about and, cry, drink, smoke, alcohol, or cry, drink, smoke, drug, sex, remission, then back all to 5. I can't legitimize it. Honestly, I don't understand why how that can be categorized as an experience. Am I wrong here? I can't tell if it's just me being a doomer at all, but I have gone through a lot as a kid, like pre and post autism. Public school system the entire way through. It was not fun, and how I was treated in the school system was not fair. I'm not going to say that I'm different from other cases, like kids that have autism. Patricia summed it up pretty well. They did the whole 1 to 5 thing, like when I was in the nurse's office, a lot. Not that they used it in an abusive way of like, you should be acting like this instead of how are you feeling. But it really messed me up excessively. And I feel like it's relapsing now for some reason, because God, I don't know why. It feels like that immovable object is becoming more immovable as I go on. Like it just started happening around maybe a couple months ago when I was working on my truck. I can understand that when it's new stuff for me and I'm going through the motions of familiarizing myself with it, it's very stressful and it drains the fuck out of me, man. So like with the truck, for instance, we replaced the entire front end, did rear axle seals, clean the rear diff out, and I also installed vinyl flooring in the cab. Throughout that time, I at least cried maybe between 2 to 4 times, from what I can remember. And they were not cry, they were breakdown cry. Like uncontrollable, very nasty to look at. Because I felt I didn't know what was going on, and I felt so confused and overwhelmed, and I just wanted to get it done, and I couldn't get it done because I was my own roadblock. But apart from that, I've just been feeling not hopeless, but like I've been running out of options, and it's really scaring me. And I'm getting a job in the next couple days, hopefully. I got fired from my last one. My own fault. I'm going to admit that. But I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep this one. I'm getting tired of hopping job to job. I can't keep a job for long enough. And I'm too. I don't think it. My parents keep telling me it's because I'm picky, but I know that I'm trying to think of my mental health when I pick a job. I pick jobs that I'm both familiar with and that keep me active, are open environments that allow me to find a space that, like, if I start to get jittery and stuff, that I can move out of the way, basically. But because of that, I'm limiting myself. I can't find a job that's within my area. I'm going to Dublin if this one actually works out. That's a 20 half-hour drive through the interstate, just straight to Dublin. That's as far as I've been out of the state, like, on my own. I mean, I've gone to Richmond, which, thank God, it's not Richmond. But Short Pump Mall would be a good idea to check out at some point. I've been really wanting to go there on my own. I've gone there twice so far. Oh, man. It's so cool with the open floor plan. But anyways, let's see, bullet points. All right. Am I on the general unrest talk? I think yes. But back to the topic at hand after the Patricia Taxxon stuff. I'm on the same page. I would prefer, in my interpretation, or I guess probably similar to her interpretation, is just I was thinking about this while I was watching her videos, and I had it down, and it made a lot of sense. But I want to be treated like an animal, not as like a step down in terms of cognitive ability, but that my problems and aspirations are more animalistic and simplistic, if that makes sense. But the thing is, I can't find a way or an outlet for that. I don't know, or I do know, but there's just, I can't, not that I can't, I'm not comfortable with expressing that, if that makes sense. This desired form of escapism. I fucking hope that reincarnation is real. I hope I fucked up so bad that I come back as like a maned wolf or some shit. I honestly hope so. I don't want to come back as the skin puppet, dude. That'd be so great. At that point, then my life would, the value would be more 1-to-1 than it is as a human being. Right? Yeah? Am I on the right track here? Because as human beings, it seems like we inflate our value just because we're up on the ladder a bit more than everybody else down here, you know? Let's see. A couple cars down from that train, probably closer to the caboose. There's another train that's down the way that I'm probably gonna, parkour onto. But or probably more of like an extension of one of the coach cars. But it feels like my efforts are more in vain as I continue to go on. Like, even after high school, I felt like I had like a tiny bit of enjoyment of my newfound freedom as an adult. And now it's just sort of plateaued and it's gotten boring. And if anything, both repetitive, monotonous, and anger-inducing. Yeah. I can't explain it well. I really wish that I could. The only way that I can explain it is by screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs. I can't put it into words that would make sense and could relate one-to-one through my now 20-year experience of life 1.0. We've been on the same version for so fucking long. My God, they haven't fixed the bugs at all, have they? And along with that general unrest, the people around me their value has waned, like, almost considerably. Dude, I met 2 furries in a group. 2. One from a Firebird group. Guy's chill. He's funky. He's got a lot of Matchbox cars. He splayed them all on his bed and took a picture of it, which is very odd. And then another guy that I didn't really talk too much, so he probably wasn't worth the time. But I just got bored of them. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a trauma thing or if it's just the fact that I see archetypes in people after about maybe a day, less than that. And then after I'm like, yeah, okay, I know where you're going with this. You're the funky, kooky guy who sends cat pictures. Okay. I think I'm going to get off this train and hop on to the next one, which has a similar setup, but there's less cabs. It's got a bar. That's about it. That's all that's in that train. Just that I'm ending a relationship. I officially, to me, I ended it probably a good 2-3 weeks ago. I haven't been talking to him, and actually, once I got my number reinstated, I just didn't text him back because, as far as he knows right now, I don't have service, and I only have a Wi-Fi number, and I'd prefer to keep it that way. And I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to try and explain it to him because we've tried that at least 3 or 4 times at this point. And I'm done. Anytime that we try to discuss it, the honeymoon situation just reset. And then we'd have like a good 2 or 3 days of like, yeah, let's get back into this, or let's tone it down a bit and see how that works. It won't work. And I've been in and out so many times at this point that it's just, I know what's gonna happen as soon as I get back in. I'm not gonna be worried about him. I shouldn't be. It's not worth my mental health at this point. As compassionate as I am about him, I don't care about him as much as I used to. And I hate saying that because it makes me sound like an asshole, but I'm done. That's it. On a more happier note, I'm messing around with music again. Finally got new strings for my shit-ass Ibanez. It just causes a lot of buzz depending on how I pull the note. But even that was in vain. I don't enjoy playing the guitar anymore. Outside of like the spontaneous stuff, like I've got those 2 songs. I've got one that I'm working on that I'll put up a preview of. I'm not going to put the album art on it yet. Most people have probably already seen the album art at this point if they are interconnected at all, but that's basically it. I don't know what to do at this point anymore. I don't feel good. I feel horrible. I feel disgusting. I feel conflicted on what I want, because I want... This is going to get graphic, but I want to get fucked out of my ass and just completely destroyed. But on the other hand, I hate the idea of that stuff because I can't find that around here where it matches up with what I want. But on the other hand, that's out of my ass. I'm tired of being alone mentally. But on the other hand, that was somewhere else. I think in my back pocket, maybe. I can't commit to a relationship like I need to. Or at least commit to one in the way that I've had them not planned out, but how they've sort of maneuvered and like slid down like a ditch into a ravine, into a gorge, into a fiery pit of hell. I know I'm probably fucking myself over, and that it's completely my fault because I've gone through relationships a completely fucking horrible way. Oh my god. Oh, I got into stuff way too young, and it fucked me over and numbed me a lot in a very unhealthy way. And because of that, I don't know how to properly go about a relationship anymore. Also because of my gay panic. Because men are hot, but you can't find good-looking men that match your preferences. Unless you... I don't know. And this shit's been on my mind for probably... God, like maybe a year plus. I know at least before graduation. Oh. I got really close to crying a couple minutes ago. Oh, God, I fucking really need that. It's hard as an autistic to get shit like that out. Excessively hard. Because it's like on the tip of your tongue, and you have to have something that really pushes your body to go into like a panic mode to cause the dam to overflow. And I can't find stimulus like that like I used to. I think I got it out too quickly when I was a kid. Because I cried almost every time that my mom picked me up after school. And after, 5th grade, maybe? Nothing. Okay, this is getting too sad. On another note, to avoid that conversation... Oh, I had a pair of these in here. I got an ocarina. Yeah? I had a, what was it, a night owl? That was my first one, and they sound about the same, except for this thing doesn't have those, that plasticky undertone. And I kind of like that. But it I don't know. I had that in that recent song in the background. The plan was to make the ocarina the focal point, and then that didn't happen because I kept adding more and more fucking layers. And then that monster voice on top of that, which is I don't know. I think that was a very cringy addition to it, but you know what? Fuck it. Might as well have it in there. I'm not going to regret any editorial or compositional choices that I made or make. I'm just going to go with it. If it sounds like shit, it sounds like shit. Well, I mean, it'll sound like shit after I upload it, because while I'm working on it, I'm like, okay, all right, that's not bad for not knowing music theory. Saves me the cost of college tuition. In conclusion, fuck men, sentient dogs that are hot, men or women, or whatever in between. Let's see, we got 2. Fuck the public school system. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're not paying their people right. They're not getting the right people in there. Let's see, what else? Fuck music production. Shit's ass, sucks, takes too long, but it's fun, so yeah. Let's see. Fuck men, furry, school system. Fuck relationships. They're too confusing for what they're worth. It's a gamble whether or not that person's going to be sticking around for long enough. If they cheat on you, there's a lot of variables and shit that, you know, as an adult that has mental health issues as it is, I can't worry about that. You know how hard it is to take care of myself? I forget to drink water and eat half the time, and then wake up after a blackout. I don't think I need that, but I want it so bad. It's very contradictory. I don't know. It's a bit of a conundrum. Okay, so we got this one. This prediction's good. Is that all 4 or 4.5 reasons, or 4.5 points from the conclusion? Oh yeah, trans rights. Yeah, fuck yeah, metal. When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky, or a beautiful sunrise.